eBay scams, customer scam. Wow, this is amazing. I've had like two in a week, and they're both for big money. Um, but the first one got caught, so I just got off the phone with eBay. The one for the shirt the other night, it was $120 shirt, um, and was only 1 hour from me. The customer, uh, it claimed they didn't get their order, the delivery confirmation with the GPSing to their property and everything showed proof of delivery. So they're not honoring it. They wanted a refund. um, claiming they didn't get the item. But anyway, the new one is, and this is very interesting. Now, bear in mind, I was burned many, many years ago for over $1,000 on numerous items I had shipped out in several boxes with signature delivery confirmation and insurance and tracking numbers. And the shipping alone was horrendous because of the weight of the items, a bunch of porcelain items and stuff. And the customer scammed the whole deal out, and I fought eBay, and then I had to turn around and fight PayPal, and it took like 90 days. And the customer sends back one item out of like 15. That's not even mine. It's somebody else's product, and didn't even wrap it because it was a delicate item. It's porcelain, and it was broken when I got it. Because they threw it in a big box with one piece of newspaper, and it was like, oh my gosh. And I opened it right in front of the postmaster. So they were witness of it. So they did not pack it properly to return it for shipping. It wasn't in the original shipping. And the postmaster said they wouldn't honor it um, for damages or anything because it wasn't packed appropriately. But anyway, I was really upset about it because I lost all the products and my money, over $1,000, many years ago. And so anyway, here now comes, that's how they say it in court documents, here now comes a buyer that on the 27th, they did a buy it now for some bright neon yellow honeycomb stripper booties that are like 9 inches high, that are brand new, and I only have one pair. And it's really sad because I bought those up in the Carolinas, and I just thought they were great. The only thing is they were more of a trans type item because they're a size 11. So most females don't fit a size 11. It's very, very rare, unless they're like, a 6 foot tall showgirl. And on very, very rare occasion, you will find somebody that, will wear an 11. So, otherwise, the trans will usually be at size 10 to size 16. I used to sell all the trans shoes for people that did trans shows and stuff. And so I actually probably sold more trans shoes than I did anything smaller because I used to dress a lot of entertainers in Nashville with the Hellfinger shows and stuff. And then up in Paris, Tennessee, I knew some people that were entertainers, and they were trans entertainers, and they couldn't get any shoes to fit. And when I come in town, they just went wild because I carried, shoes from size 4 all the way to like 16 or 17, something like that. And so, anyway, I was really disappointed because I figured this was, a feature entertainer, most probably in the, in the trans industry. And they're wonderful buyers. They buy very beautiful clothing and, top grade items all the way through. And they're usually very classy people. And so, anyway, I'm really disappointed because this order was shipped an hour from me too, to a city that I used to dress entertainers in for years and years and years. Um, now, uh, they did a buy it now on the 27th. Okay. And so I was really excited, and I needed to go after work to go, pack it up, ship it out, and all that stuff. On the 28th at 1 p.m., just like a minute before 1 p.m., I get this strange message that says, I don't need them anymore. It doesn't say cancel my order or anything else. It just says, I don't need them anymore. And I'm like, I already shipped these shoes out, these booties. And, it's only going out our way, you know. Um, so that was really upsetting because, I'm sitting here going, man, another scam. I'm going to get burned for the shoes and the money. So you know, I always, if it's like $75 or higher, I sometimes even lower than that if I'm leery of it because it's a brand new buyer on eBay and they don't have any, purchases. This particular person had over 100 purchases on eBay. So I figured, it's a regular eBay person, it's not going to be too bad. But I still, because the order was, over $100 for the shoes and then, really high shipping because they're really heavy. It's like 15 bucks. Um, and I actually paid a little higher because I did signature delivery confirmation and insurance to cover it, $100 insurance to cover the product. And I just want to make sure that they sign for it so that, it shows proof of delivery for sure. Um, other than the tracking number that I get with it. So, because I'm so paranoid of getting burned again on eBay years later. So anyway, I shipped, they sent me that weird message when I'd already shipped out. And eBay has a policy that if you do a buy it now, you've got 60 minutes to change your mind and file a cancel order. So you have to go through some process to file, cancel order. And so this buyer didn't do that because it was too late. It was the next day. So, it's 2 days go by, the day they bought and the next day. And so, and I'd already shipped out, which is really, horrible because I own the product and I pay the shipping and, you know, the money may get hung up. Well, so then today I get a letter from eBay that states that the buyer did a chargeback with their bank because they canceled the order. Now, this is a new one on me. That is unreal if you would contact your bank and tell them that, oh no, I canceled the order, so I'm doing a chargeback. When you didn't cancel the order and you couldn't cancel the order. Now, there is a fine line that if you wish to cancel your order after that 60-minute period, you can try to send a message and talk the seller into canceling. Hopefully they haven't shipped out, and see if the seller would go ahead and cancel for you. And I've had that happen years ago. I ordered from some Oriental guy. I ordered Playboy pillows, like 3 of them or something, and they were really reasonable. And it was like, $20 each, real nice pillows, and I knew they were made by Playboy because it was the same design. So I ordered 3. I said, this is a cool deal. Well, then and or I bid on three and I won, and and then it turns out the shipping is like $50 for each one, and they're not going to combine shipping now. So they want $150 in shipping and like $20 each for the pillows, like $60. And I'm like, oh no. You know. And so, I went round and round with this seller. I said, there is no way on earth I am paying you that kind of money for $60 worth of pillows. And so they went ahead and they canceled the order out. And which I was going to report them to eBay because, you can only overcharge so much on shipping back then. They don't go for it real well when you're trying to make the money on the back end on shipping. And so today they tax you on shipping and the sale price of the item. That's what eBay does on their charges. They take both those totals and they deduct off of it. They're cut, their percentages. And you lose a ton of money, really you do, paying them. So it's like, 1/4 of the total revenue between shipping and the sale price. Um, and so, the seller did cancel it for me, and it was an auction. And those were really hard to cancel out years ago because, I mean, you bid, you know. But it was one of those bogus auctions where, like, they had like 100 units so everybody could bid. So everybody was going to win, you know. It wasn't like you were going to lose. So anyway, they canceled it out, and I told them thank you and all that stuff, even though I was just absolutely furious. And then I had another one that I had won, and right after I won it, I contacted the buyer, the seller. I had ordered a thing for Georgie, a guy that I was with, years ago, and I had ordered him a computer part. It was when he worked at Sears. He liked the little finger mouse thing, where you use your finger to like move the mouse around on a screen. And I located one on eBay, and I thought that's what it was. And then when I said, "Oh, I've won this," and he looks at it and he's like, "That's not it." And I'm like, so I did contact the seller, right before I won or right after I won, and said, "This wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but if you have it, I would like to buy it from you because they had a lot of computer parts for sale." And the guy said, "I know what you're talking about. No, this doesn't do that." And so, um, I can cancel the order if you want. And I said, "God, that would be great. Otherwise, I'll just buy it." And he said, no, I don't mind. He said, honest mistake. I'll go ahead and cancel it out for you, and it's no trouble. And then I turned around and went and ordered something else from the guy that I needed. I went through his store and I found something else I needed, and I went ahead and bought that because that was really kind of him to do that because eBay has their rules, and if you're non-paying bidder and all that other stuff, I mean they can just cancel your thing out, so you can't buy on there anymore. So I try to be decent. Plus I have a conscience. But anyway, so back to this order. They do a buy it now on the 27th. It was like that morning or something. And then on the 28th, 2 minutes before 1 p.m., it's the whole next day, they send me this strange message that says, "I don't need them anymore." And so I'm like, oh my gosh, well, I'd already shipped. That's the bad part. So then today, okay, today I get this uh uh message. Let me see if I can see it. Today, May 3rd, okay? Today, May the 3rd, I get this message from eBay that says the buyer has filed a chargeback dispute with their bank because they canceled their order. So now my money's on hold, and the stripper booties are over $100 plus the big expensive shipping to ship them because they're really heavy. They're like really high platform honeycomb bright yellow booties, and so and then plus I shipped them the signature delivery confirmation and $100 insurance. Now it's showing on the tracking that as of May 1st, and today's the 3rd, as of May 1st was the first visit to the customer's residence for the postmaster to try to deliver, and they refused it. They refused it the 2nd and 3rd. They also left them a notice in their box too to come sign for the delivery, and they haven't picked it up. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And this is an hour away from me. And this is 2 in a week. Really? So, now eBay doesn't like, scammy buyers. So I have an option to report the buyer because they're scammy. I also have an option to report the other buyer on that shirt. It was over $100 because they tried to, ask me for a refund when the item was delivered. But, so, this, I just can't even believe that a buyer can file a chargeback with their banking institution on a product that they bought. It wasn't an auction. They just flat out bought it. And then turn around the next day in the late afternoon and send a weird message. Now, like I said before, I don't think eBay will let them cancel in any way because eBay's policy is 60 minutes, within 60 minutes after purchase or winning an auction. But buy and now purchase is disqualified after 60 minutes. They cannot do, a cancellation through eBay. So they can request it through a seller, especially if the seller hasn't shipped, and leave it up to the seller. But the seller has the right to refuse. And the seller definitely has the right to refuse after they've already shipped out. So I called eBay tonight and talked to the lady about both those orders, the one with the shirt and then the one with the booties now with the chargeback from the bank. And she says the shirt one will just go away because it's already shown absolute proof of delivery. The other one with these booties, where the customer's actually refusing delivery and all that, and they did charge back with the bank, which I find so fraudulent. See, because at this point I may lose my product and the money. They I have to respond with a reply and all that. I have to like May 8th to respond. I just hate to do it like through my phone instead of like on my computer at my office where I have all my documentation and dates and times and all that stuff, so it can be more professional response. Um, I don't even know if that's legal to do a chargeback like that. Um, and it's absolutely against eBay policy to do any scammy stuff like that because the operator I talked to, she said I would definitely report them, file a report on what they did. And like I say, this person has like over 100 purchases through eBay, so they're not just like somebody jumped on there and never bought a thing before, and just trying to scam you. It's somebody that's bought on eBay several times. So I don't know. It's really disappointing. And then when you try to leave feedback, if you try to leave a negative feedback or something, they might try to, um, slam you on it. So it's really upsetting. It's really upsetting, you know. Um, so uh, I just don't know, but like I say, I just got off the phone with eBay, and they were very nice about it and everything, and they said that the I said, well, now this message from eBay to put a response in over this chargeback claim, claiming they canceled the order, which they couldn't cancel the order. I would have to cancel it, but I sure wouldn't be canceling it after I shipped it out. Are you kidding? No. Um, they said that the response thing goes to the bank and eBay because the bank, is trying to stop payment, but they need a response from the seller, apparently. So, that's interesting to know. Because I would definitely make a proper statement, tomorrow on this in response to this, in writing. So, but it's really upsetting and it's so fraudulent. I mean, why would you do that? How could you be so horrible to somebody doing business because you're a jerk? Because probably what they did, there used to be two stripper stores down over in that city where they ordered from. And they probably went down and just bought something from them and then decided they didn't need the ones they already bought from me the day before. And now they're going to get scummy and try to do chargeback on me, you know, instead of like doing a buy it now and then, less than an hour, send me a message. Hey, can you cancel? I found something I like better. Or I don't want them. Could you please cancel it? And yeah, you should cancel it. I mean, it's like you don't want to get into any negativity. You don't want negative feedback on your account, and not a big hairy deal. If you haven't shipped it out, who cares? You know, buyer request to cancel order is proof in writing, in messaging back and forth, and eBay won't hold me accountable for that in a negative fashion. And I put in a buyer request for cancel, and there's proof of it, and they'll let it go through. And I mean, they already hold my money till it's shipped. Are you kidding? I mean, that's another thing. They hold your money till you ship out. And the worst part is it's a signature delivery confirmation this customer's refused it since May 1st. Okay. And here we are at May 3rd. So that product's just sitting in limbo. That's just crappy. So anyway, how disappointing. Bad business. But anyway, so I guess I have to file report the buyer for improper conduct on eBay for the other one for the shirt thing where they try to scam me, and also for this buyer. And they'll probably pull their account, especially if this is more than one time. They will absolutely ban them and from buying on eBay and ever again. I mean, eBay just doesn't play. So, and it's really hard to start a new eBay account. Trust me. You know. So, yeah, really disappointing, man. I mean, just sucking my money away. The other money was released on the shirt, so I had no problem there. And then that's just going to erase itself in a few more days. But as far as the booty, it's in limbo right now. Buyer has filed a chargeback with the bank that states I canceled the order, was their statement. Well, they didn't cancel the order, and I can't cancel the order because I've already shipped. So that's a lie. But, and they should have come up with that idea sooner, that they didn't need them. But like I say, they went into a stripper store and bought some shoes right there and then decided they didn't need them. And that's not cool. You shouldn't do people like that. But anyway, And it's one of a kind pair. That's all I had was one pair like that. And yes, I was very glad to get rid of them because, um, I just don't sell a lot of, large trans sizes. You know, trying to get rid of all my stripper yield stock, you know, right now because I've got about $2,000 in stripper heels that are brand new. And I would like to get rid of all of it and not be doing any more shoes for a while. Um, because I don't need them until I get ready to go back on the road and deliver in person. So anyway, I'm so bummed. And I mean, this person must have a conscience of cast iron to do something like this because I couldn't sleep like that if I did that to somebody. Especially that kind of money. It's not like a $3 order, man. This is over $100. And then shipping. Oh, mother of God. Yeah. For some really heavy platform booties. Stripper booties. But anyway, tell me your thoughts. I'll let you know more. Tomorrow I will do a proper response at my office with all my paperwork and stuff. And then, I don't know how long it'll take. It usually takes quite a while for stuff to settle out with eBay. It may take a couple days. It may take a few weeks. Like I say, years ago, I went through that routine. It took like 2 or 3 months, and I never got my money or the products back. So, yeah. But eBay said, their hands are kind of tied because it's been charged back, so the money's been revoked for the eBay payment. That's totally uncool. They can't do anything about it really at this point because, you know, um, and they're holding the money on my account right now too, for it. They said they can't do anything because it's directly coming from the bank as a chargeback. The customer's reason is, I canceled the order. Yeah, no, they didn't cancel the order. You have within 60 minutes after your purchase, on Buy It Now, it has to be less than 60 minutes for you to cancel. And you can go through the eBay thing and go through their little process and fill it all out and request cancellation. And then eBay sends the seller a request of cancellation because they did it in due time in less than 60 minutes from purchase. But this was not the way this was done. So it was just dumb. And like I say, if they had caught me before I shipped, I'd just as soon just let it be canceled. Because I don't want any negative feedback. I don't want any problems. I don't want to pay for shipping. I don't want to lose my products. I don't want to lose my money. So, it was just totally uncool. But anyway, tell me your thoughts below. Got lots of stuff to do tomorrow. And I think my $2 an hour raise starts tomorrow. Ah, ha, ha. And I got a little overtime tonight. Crew was short. I stayed over a little bit to help. Got authorization from upper management. And that's about it. I hope you guys have a great one. And I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to a stranger. And be honest and have a clean conscience. And I hope you have a very blessed and profitable week. I love you guys. Have a great one. Talk to you later.